Without further ado, enjoy the show.
Our story begins on a magnificent bridge as a boy chances upon a bright-eyed girl gazing out upon the water. It is love at first sight. His name is Romeo of the House of Montague. Hers, Juliet of the House of Capulet. Their families have been feuding for generations with no sign of their hatred waning.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or, if thou willest it, I shall cast aside mine.
Call me but love, Juliet. And what's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet.
I love thee. I love thee, Romeo, more than aught in this world.
And I thee, forever, even in the cold embrace of death.
No, no, Romeo. Mine own life without yours is not worth living. Thou must livest with me until time itself expires.
But the stars have other plans in mind. An unfortunate stabbing, or two, plunges their family's relations to a new low. A humble man of the cloth, Friar Lawrence, takes pity on the youths and comes to Juliet with an idea.
Friar Lawrence, I am to be wed to a man I do not love. Doth no heart beat twixt my cruel father's bones? Is there no escape, no ploy to bring Romeo and I together as one?
Take thou this vial, and drink thou off. For 42 hours thou shalt go stiff and stark and cold like death. Find thou this courage, and after thou art borne to the crypt, thou shalt rise again and be with Romeo.
Give me, oh, tell not me of fear. If courage is the cost of my love for Romeo, may all fears fall upon me. Romeo, I will be with you soon.
Alas, the letter that was to inform Romeo of their plan is lost en route by the messenger. After Juliet's servant Balthazar tells Romeo of her death, he sneaks into her family crypt, racked with grief.
Oh, my love! Death hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. And yet, never again shall I gaze into those deep pools that are thine eyes. Thus, with a kiss, I die. May we meet again in a world untouched by strife. Here's to my love!
In his sorrow, Romeo takes a deadly poison and breathes his last breath. Then, and only then, does Juliet wake.
Romeo, it cannot be! Gone from me, and wherefore? Oh, churl, wherefore is life so cruel? Am I truly to be denied the warmth of thy smile? The sweet melody of mine own name falling from thy lips? Such a life is no life at all. Wait for me, my love, for I will join you soon in a world for just us two.
Soon after, word of the young lover's death reached their quarreling families. Although the tragedy brought the feud to a close, Poor Romeo and Juliet would never know it. Oh, what a sad, sad story.
Without further ado, enjoy the show.
Oh, Little Red Riding Hood went to visit her sweet grandmother with some cake and wine.
Oh, Grandmother, Grandmother, why are you abed?
Come closer, child, so I may get a good look at your face.
Grandmother, Grandmother, what big ears you have!
The better to hear you with, my dear.
Grandmother, Grandmother, what big eyes you have!
The better to see you with, my dear.
Grandmother, Grandmother, what a big mouth you have!
But of course. The better to eat you with, my dear.
And so poor Red Riding Hood was gobbled up by the wolf, who, with a very full stomach, fell sound asleep.
Hark! What is all that raucous snoring? Foul wolf, how dreadful. But perhaps it's not too late.
Not again.
And so, a hunter who chanced upon the cottage saved Red Riding Hood and her grandmother from the belly of the wolf.
Thank you, brave hunter.
That wolf won't be bothering anyone again. Rest assured.
Let that be a lesson to you, dear. No more straying from the path.
Yes, Grandmother.
The stage is always set.
You stand in the awesome presence of Marcus, King of the Revenants. Do you fools see now that I spake the truth?
Spake the truth.
How did the Revenants get in here?
We're not afraid of you!
Still you do not understand? So be it. I shall spare you further misery and raise you into my legion of servants.
Not this pompous pile of bones again.
Well, well, if it isn't the Vandals who demolished my beloved subjects, do you know how much trouble it was to restore them? Restore them.
What do you want this time, you freaks? Gonna destroy another village like you did mine?
Pooby poo!
Have I not made that clear? I want you. Join your strength to mine, and I will grant you life eternal.
Now there's a carefully crafted lie.
Rude. That spineless rogue, Dirad, might attempt to deceive you, but the King of the Revenants is never false.
Dirad, is it? Don't suppose that's the creep that overran our village? The one working with the lady in the fox mask?
He is my arch-nemesis. How dare that villain seize the prize I had already set my sights on? Quickly now. Give yourselves over to me, that I may grant you salvation from your miserable fates.
Wait, so you're not on the same side as the Revenants that attacked Yarnot?
Maybe we should hear him out.
At last, they see reason. Goodness, but you humans always let the blood go to your heads. I could so easily relieve you of that problem.
I found you at last, Skeleton King.
Who are you supposed to be?
I am the Necromancer Milana, your new master.
You, my master, what drivel? You think a mere necromancer can...
I've been searching for you for a very long time, so let's skip the unnecessary blathering and get to the part where you do as I command.
Okay, I'm starting to lose track of who's trying to subjugate who here. Can we save this for later?
Hear me. You stand before the King of the Revenants, ruler of the Elden Realm.
How can we not hear you when you won't stop saying it? Still, I suppose you don't seem to be a monster per se.
So to summarize, the Arch-Revenant Dirad ousted you from your castle, and you're merely trying to get it back?
Wrong.
Beg your pardon?
I was not ousted. Losers are ousted. The villain stole the castle from me whilst I slumbered.
I fail to see the distinction.
And I had no idea there were Revenant Kings.
Does it fascinate you, child? You've a handsome visage, much like mine. See how beautiful you could become with just a few small changes.
Tempting, but no.
Let's get back to the matter at hand. You're saying that if we get a hold of the Runelands and this palace of yours, Castle Harganthia, was it? We'll be able to eradicate the Revenant army?
Correct. Within the castle is a device powered by the rune lens of soul calling.
Removing the Revenant army from the picture would change the course of the war.
All right, then let's go.
Not so fast, Commander. The Guardians are going to take care of this one. We got something of a personal stake in the matter.
Yeah, Noah. Let us deal with the Revenants.
I suppose that works, seeing as we still need someone to recruit new allies. Why don't you focus on that, Commander, while they storm the Revenant Castle?
All right. So here's the deal, Marcus. We'll help you get your castle back. But in return, we disable that rune lens and the Revenant army with it. Agreed?
It is agreed. Oh, and it goes without saying that once the deed is done, the castle shall be given over to me.
Very well. Then let us make ready for Guardian Marissa and her team to storm Castle Harganthia.
When all is finished, I will hold you to your promise to become my thrall.
What? I made no such promise.
Oh, thank goodness I can finally add a king to my undead retinue.
I made no such promise.
So, this is Haishan's palace.
What think you, your grace? Is the decor not most extravagant?
I don't care for it.
Oh, well, how fortunate, considering we'll be redecorating it from top to bottom.
Enough! What progress with the rune lenses?
We have tried to entice those with the required talents to come forward, your grace, but to little avail.
You entice? We need them. Many of them, if we are to fully awaken the primal lens. Bring them to me. By force, if necessary.
Yes, your grace. Oh, and if I may, it just so happens I came by a little prize that His Grace might find interesting.
Well, well. If it isn't King Salus Balerunt of Norrister.
We found him cowering in one of the neighboring villages.
I have long been meaning to ask King Salus something.
What?
That boy, Noah. The allied army he leads must be headquartered someplace. I wonder if you might be privy as to where.
I couldn't possibly.